So guys, first of all, welcome back to the channel and a new video. As you know, me and Chris, we don't sit down and write out scripts. We ain't got a production team here. We pretty much just roll every day, mate, right? And we come in like Monday morning, right, let's do this, let's do that, and we just film it. We're car guys, but we're filming what we do, and we really do enjoy it. We know a lot of you guys enjoy it as well. This Ford Escort in particular, you would have seen by the title, guys, there's no clickbait there. It's actually true, but really off the bat, we wanted to say that we haven't put this video out to receive any, like, oh, that's out of order, and any negativity really. It is what it is, and kind of, I think me and Chris both accepted, we're kind of after blame for this, aren't we, really?
Yeah,
to a degree, so. Aren't we? So, guys, it's going to be a bit of a waffle video, I'm honest, but I just want to explain a few things of why we haven't been on this Escort, and a couple of other projects people constantly bring up now and then in the other videos. And I appreciate that not everybody watches all of the videos, so you do miss elements of it where I do updates. So we're going to get straight on with this Mark V Escort RS2000 that we pulled with a small problem that's actually turned out to be a whole can of problems from day dot, hasn't it, really?
Yes, yeah.
We have done so much to this car, Chris in particular, so we are going to do just a quick little refresh on what we have actually done. I sent the wheels away and had them completely refurbished, and we had 4 brand new tyres put on it. Do you want to move on to what you've done around here, Chris? The engine, we got that up and running. We've done a first run video on it. I think we had to put a set of plugs in it, and you had to do a bit of hot wiring, etc. But this side had actually been repaired to a degree, like somebody had put filler in it, but
they'd started,
but Chris spent 2 days on this, getting it absolutely perfect before we sent it round to the paint shop. And we've had various other bits painted, like the back bumper, the side skirt, and I think the only reason I haven't put them together is I'm trying to locate an original strip for this car. It is on a body moulding, that's correct. It is on the button. I've pulled it out this morning, and Chris actually moved it over the weekend. So we have now moved forward with a little bit of a plan for this car, and I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit further on in this video. But just off the bat, I think I owe you guys an explanation of why this has been sat for so long. We feel like we do owe a bit of an explanation, and actually I think you'd all completely understand once I get into what the actual issues is with this. So let's have a sit down and let me explain. Although I appreciate a lot of you probably watched the first video and the second video, and you understand what was actually going on with this car, but I do need to make a bit of I need to explain it to you all now, and a little bit of the past and a little bit of the future. So as you know, when we bought this car, it had the issue of it was wrongly registered, but only with Dvla as an Escort Fresco. So this engine, the 2 litre, was only fitted in an RS2000. The car come with substantial paperwork saying that it was an RS2000, including the original bill of sale from the name of the company. It's in the window and it's on both of the number plates. It's on all of its original stuff. So straight away, I actually explained in another video how I was going to change that and what process and procedures I went down to actually change that. And guys, there is a bit of bad news in here, but again, we don't want you to, don't jump in the comments and just say that's how. We're not about negativity, we're real guys, and we got a lot of trust in people when we buy cars, and unfortunately stuff like this does happen. There is some people in the world that are just, you're not going to change them, so to speak. I need to get to the point, don't I? So quite a lot of you will remember in the video when I said I'm going to explain how I'm changing this vehicle, but I'm going to stick it in the end of the video so that everybody could just watch the video, and if they wanted to watch that, they could. And right at the end of the video, I actually showed like an email transcript of what I'd done. So a subscriber reached out, and he actually works for Heritage Ford, and he said straight away, Rob, it's an RS2000, I've checked it all out my end, you're going to have no problems, do this, do that, do that, do that, tag me in on the email, sorted. So that's exactly what I've done, guys. Ford Heritage, DVLA, they was all in the email. And if you guys did watch that, you'll remember I actually put pictures of the car, the chassis number plates, the V5, and the certificates and bits and pieces that it come with. The very next morning, guys, after that, I received an email from Ford Heritage, the guy that I've been dealing with, and said, Rob, have you sold that car overnight? And I said, sold the car? I said, no, it's in the yard. He said, yeah, I thought so. Just to let you know, mate, the video you did last night, I very, very briefly went past the logbook. Somebody actually framed that logbook, guys, copped the reference number off it, and actually registered this car in their name. What they achieved out of that, I will never ever know. But somebody who was watching our video actually went in there, copped the reference number and the reg, and they changed the owner of this vehicle overnight. Why? I was asleep, which is absolutely ridiculous. So we was a bit disheartened by that, so to speak. After, obviously, I'm in this email transcript with the Ford Heritage guy and DVLA fraud, it was rectified instantly like that. They said, you know, sign here, did this happen? I said no, because this car was registered to me in trade. There was nothing they could do. So he was removed as a keeper and it went back to normal. But the police got involved and there's some investigation going on, and I'll be honest, me and Chris said we don't want any part of it. It's nothing we've done. We don't want nothing to do with it. We got the car here. If anybody needs to see it, the police or anyone like that, they're very, very welcome to come to the yard and check it out. But that wasn't necessary. Anyway, we still don't know what's happened about that, but I'm sure the guy's probably going to get a visit because he's tried to claim something that clearly it doesn't belong to him. Now, guys, don't forget we're trade. We bought this car because it was a one owner. I knew it was going to be a little bit of messing around to change the status of the car from Fresco to RS2000. And basically, that actually got resolved as well. And this vehicle is now currently registered as a Ford Escort RS2000. Exactly what the car is. But unfortunately, because we are trade, we keep the whole logbook of the car. And DVLA issued us a nice new one owner RS2000 V5 for the car. But unfortunately, that had to go to the original owner. We didn't know that at the time. So they actually sent that V5 to the original owner. And there's no way of dressing it up, really. The previous owner refused to give us that V5. Chris said, is he a little bit like upset that he didn't change it himself, or is he upset that we've managed to change it? We just couldn't quite work it out. But Chris said he's had since 1993 to do what we've just done, Rob, and he's chose not to. Now you've done it, he's refusing point blank to give us the V5. Just, I'm not even going to get into it, but like I said previously in this video, we don't need to run him down, this guy. We don't need to do anything at all. It is what it is, and thankfully, as from Saturday morning, this is now over, guys, because the reason we haven't worked on this car or done any more to it is because we completely lost heart in it, and we stopped after the first video because we didn't know what was going on with the car, because we didn't own any rights to it. We didn't have a V5. There was all this carry on going on in the background, and the previous owners refused to give us the V5, the new one. So we didn't know what was going on. So I've got on the email transcript with DVLA fraud and the guy from Heritage, and I actually last week filled out a V62 to become the new owner because I was at my wit's end with it. I said to Chris, I'm done with it. I've got no time for this. It's like when something's in the back of your mind, guys, and it just really, really bothers you, and it bothered me to the point where I just wanted to forget about it. So, you all right, mate?
All right.
In the end, Chris said, let's just bite the bullet, Rob. We're just going to have 2 owners on it, which is, at the end of the day, it is what it is now. It's got 2 owners on it. Well, it's got 1 previous owner. So I actually filled out a V62 in my name, registered to me, because you can't, it doesn't matter if we filled it out in our trade name. It will still put that guy as a previous owner, and it won't actually be in trade. It will be in a business name, so to speak. To do trade, you've got to do the yellow slip. So I filled out the V62, put a £25 check in there to go with it, and I actually took a picture of it on the bench and I chucked it on that email transcript and said, guys, look, I really appreciate all the hard work you're doing, etc, etc, because even Dvla writ to the previous owner saying, can you please forward the V5 to Salvage Rebuilds? They own the, and the guy actually agreed with Dvla to send it on, but he never did. So they actually had a recorded phone conversation with the chap saying that he was going to forward it on, which actually saved us a 2 to 3 week wait while they writ to the previous owner. So I've stuck this email in there, I've stuck the V62 in there, and they actually took that as if they'd received it in the post, guys, and I got a logbook for it Saturday morning. So I've actually pulled it out this morning. We're in the middle of recording another video, and I said to Chris, I need to do a major update on this car. I also need to do an update on that Range Rover Classic, an update on the Subaru, an update on the Bentley Enage, because I noticed really over the last 6 to 8 weeks, everybody keeps asking about them in the comment section. Even though I do various updates in various videos, like I've actually done Bentley updates and they're in the end of other videos, but people don't watch the end of it, so they've missed it, so to speak. So guys, the Escort is now ours. It's now registered in my name. It's always been ours. Now registered in my name. And do you know what? I'm not interested in it anymore. And I don't think Chris is either. So we're actually going to put it back together and we're going to move it on as a project. I am up to here with it. I'll just, you know when you're over something, guys, I'm over it. I really am over it. And let me tell you what the actual plan was for this car. This car was going to be beautiful. I was actually going to keep it and put it in my collection. I actually wanted to keep this car because we know classic cars are going up through the roof. It was very reasonably priced when we bought it. We've managed to get quite a lot of the work done on it, and I was actually just going to park it in my garage and get it out during the summer months and use it. I had no intention of selling it at all, but like I just said, we're going to put it back together. I've got to drop it round the auto electricians because you got like the fog light stuck on it. It's a common fault on these, but we've got to put the bumper back on, the side skirt, clean it up, and guys, yeah, we're going to move it on. So that is what has been going on with the Escort in the background. Like I said, guys, we always appreciate your comments. Drop them in the comment section down below, but don't even worry about being negative, or don't even worry about running them down, because we're over it now, and it is finally the end of the chapter. As soon as that logbook comes Saturday, it was like, I know it's only silly really, but it was like a weight off my shoulders. It had been bothering me for months, and now it's finally over. Right, let's move on to the next update. So guys, moving on to the elephant in the room, I suppose you'd call it, wouldn't you? Yeah. Chris, what was we saying this morning? Since we bought this car, it's gone up. Well, we're not saying it's gone up, but we have received an offer through Instagram to buy this car, and we worked it out.
As it stands.
As it stands, exactly as it is, for £10,000.
Well, it actually works out just over 10,000.
Just over £10,000 profit on this vehicle. Guys, I know a lot of you do ask about the car, and a lot of you say Range Rover Classic, but I'm going to do a brief update again. This is not just a Range Rover Classic. This is a soft dash LSE Classic. This car is 8 inches bigger here through the floor, and it is a very, very specialist, rare thing.
All on air.
It's all on air ride suspension.
Brooklands kit.
It has got all the Brooklands kit, hasn't it? And Chris actually explained a lot more about this car to me because he knows a lot more about it. But basically, they're just going through the roof, aren't they? The values.
Silly money.
are going for silly money. Quite a lot of you guys have actually researched these and actually sent me snippets of one that went through an auction for like 80 grand. We're not saying this car's worth 80 grand, but this car has got such an amazing value, and all the time it's sitting here, it's just going up and up and up. And did we buy this 2 years ago?
Yeah. I think
so in 2 years, it's up 10,000, and you could probably sell it for more, couldn't you? So a lot of you, we always knew this was going to take a long time, but we actually give our painter the parts as a hospital job, right?
Yeah.
To do as and when he could. But we actually took the car down there. He painted all of the engine bay, the scuttle, and all of the roof's been done. You can see the scuttles in there. These doors also, Chris, we're not even going to be able to open them, are we? But they're all done. All these posts are done. All the door shuts have all been, I can show the other side. All of the door shuts, they're all painted. They're all done, guys. They're finished. All of this has been painted. And the insides of those doors, they've all been painted as well. These two doors for here and the quarter panels are actually at the paint shop, and I believe he's done most of it, hasn't he? He said that it would all be done this month. Yeah. So we plan on getting those doors back and hanging those doors on, because we want them on to paint it. The door tops, I mean, it's just parts, isn't it, really?
Well, we need regulators for the rear doors. We need rubbers for the rear quarters.
We do, don't we? Yeah, I remember now.
There's various bits and bobs that we need. We need to refurbish the sunroof cassette.
Yeah, all of the drains and everything, don't we?
Liam's going to take the screen out for us so we can refit the scuttle. So there's various bits ongoing.
There is various bits.
It's going up in value all the time.
It is. Would it be fair to say, I mean, I'm going to ask you this, and I haven't asked you this off camera. Would it be fair to say that actually you were sick of working on this car? You've done so much.
There's a lot of welding on this one.
This weren't just a lot of welding. This was a ton of welding, Chris.
But at the end of the day, work is work. But I think what some people forget is, like this car here, every week it's sitting here is going down in value.
That's right.
Every week that one is sitting there is going down in value.
Yeah.
Every week this sits here, it's going up in value.
That's right.
So where do you put your time? There's only so many hours in the week.
That's
you
right.
Can work. We're not Superman.
Nah.
You know, and we have got private lives away from
absolutely.
So you have to juggle things. If we've got some spare time, of course it'll get spent on this.
Yeah, definitely.
Just recently, we just don't have.
We haven't had. No, I mean, we've said it before and we'll say it again. We're car guys doing YouTube, not YouTubers doing cars. So getting tight, like something like this, it's not something that we've decided we're going to bring in the workshop and completely restore it in one hit, because quite frankly, and I'll be open and honest here, I think we did about 5 videos on this once, one after the other, back to back. And the numbers, slowly, people weren't really
interested.
They weren't interested. They wanted to see us bring it in, strip it down.
Doing those videos, people were saying, I can't remember what salvage projects we had on at the time, but people were in the comments saying, when's the next video on such?
Yeah,
when's the next video on such?
That's right.
So we kind of went, well, you know.
It does get a bit monotonous. We've done 5 videos back to back. And I did say at Christmas, we was going to try our hardest to spend like a good 3 videos on that, but unfortunately the painter got a cold and he never got the bits done. So guys, we will get back on that soon, unless somebody wants to make us an even more substantial offer.
We was kind of tempted.
But
then we've had, you know, we've done a bit of research and we've seen what they're going for.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a substantial lump of money there.
There is, isn't there?
So.
Guys, that is a bit of an update on the Range Rover. I do hope that you all found that interesting. If we get one guy in particular, we never mention names of comments, but I'm sure his name's Guy, isn't it?
I can't remember.
And he always sends the same comment saying, Range Rover looks nice in the background. I think he can't wait to see it. So that's that. While we're here, we haven't done no more to the A1. We'll get on that soon. Little Fiestas coming along leaps and bounds. Shall I run around the back and show the Bentley?
Yeah,
I'll do that. Let's go round to the Bentley. So guys, as promised, you can see it genuinely hasn't been moved, it hasn't been run. Now we have videoed various little bits and pieces on it, but there genuinely was no progress to show, so it just seemed a shame to upload a video. Guys, if I uploaded a video on this car, I've said it time and time again, I'd be cheating you, because there's no progress on it. We have not managed to get it running. The ECUs went to BBA to be tested. We had a Bentley specialist out that had this plugged in, and he could get no communication with it at all. He wouldn't let us record, but he was at a dead end with it, and it actually cost us a few quid to have that done as well. So it is actually booked in to the auto electricians, and it has been booked in for quite some time, but unfortunately that is not until the end of the month. So as soon as we know more on it, as soon as we find out, as soon as there's any kind of update on it, guys, you will be the first ones to know. But I hope that does show that genuinely it hasn't been anywhere, it hasn't moved, and there's really no more that we can do on it. So hopefully you enjoyed this little update and it does shed light on it a little bit for you. Right, guys, that's definitely enough waffle for one video. So I forgot to mention about the Impreza. The motorhome's coming in very soon, we're going to finish that, and the Impreza, I'll probably start doing a bit on it this afternoon, start a video on it and try and get another one recorded. So we are going to leave it there today. Don't forget, drop your comments and thoughts in the comment section, and we'll see you Wednesday in the next one. Have a lovely evening, everyone.